Hello friends, and welcome back to Enterprise Architecture. Now, last episode we wrapped up the end of the EA Farm pack. That's the personal pack that I had put together all about farming and growing different vegetables and making all sorts of different food items that you can cook up, and a lot of automation with Create and other different mods. So that pack we've now wrapped up, and we are on to a new pack. Today we are playing Techopolis 3. I'd spent a long time waffling over what pack I wanted to play next. A lot of people are playing Ocean Block 2 right now, and I want to start picking that up in the near future, but Techopolis 3 came out, and this is the sequel to Techopolis 2, which was one of my favorite packs I played last year. So I really wanted to spend some time with this one, check out what's changed, and really explore this pack and all the factory building goodness that it has to offer. So, with no further ado, let's dive right in. Now, first things first, you are going to note that we are out here in the wilderness. I decided not to play Skyblock, but I am indeed using some Skyblock recipes in this pack. I made some modifications so that we could have a lot of the same Skyblocky goodness, and we're going to try and play through this pack in sort of a Skyblocky sort of way, if at all possible. Now, there is some landscape here that's interesting that I want to explore. That radar dish looks real interesting, but we're not going to do that on day one. No, we are going to treat this like a Skyblock pack for the most part, and that means starting from scratch. So first things first, we need to read these quests. I believe this is just going to tell us about the various things that we can do, how we are playing. Looks like we are not going to get wandering traders to trade with. It looks like modular machinery is back, so that's going to mean we're going to be making those multi-layer structures. We do not need to worry about hostile mobs. That's great. We do not have Ultimine yet. That's something that is going to be frustrating for us. Now, hopefully it said ores do not spawn. That's good. I didn't want to have to go mining for ores. Research, of course, anybody who's played Techopolis 2 knows that there was a lot of research we had to do. Oh, and there is dark mode as well. Great. And we have a guide book. Great. We can use this to learn all about the various things that we are going to need to build. I'm sure the machinery is slightly different from last time, so this is going to be exciting for us. All right, so I believe where we need to get started here, that's the tech tree. I think maybe we just start here with the basics. So we need to look at grass blocks. Okay, great. I looked at grass, I touched grass, and we are going to get a variety of options here. I think what we want to do, if we are going to play this the actual route of treating it like it's a Skyblock pack for all intents and purposes, I think we need to be very smart about which of these saplings we choose first. I think spruce is the best bang for our buck generally, but I think I'm going to go ahead and do oak for now. Oh, we get to choose a second one. Well, then we'll definitely choose spruce for the second one. And then we also get some tech bucks. Tech bucks, of course, were one of those things that we had previously in the Techopolis 2. That's how we buy other items, is with tech bucks, or buy research with tech bucks. Okay, so we're going to get the resource curio. Okay, how do we get the resource curio? Let's see here. Resource curio. Oh, we just make that with dirt. Okay, so in the Skyblock version of this, you would have dirt underneath you to start. So let's go ahead and take one piece of dirt, grab up the resource curio, and then we're going to put that in a charm slot. Okay, great. So now we're going to get new extra things. Let's see here. When we break dirt blocks, we may get twigs as well. So we have the resource curio, so hopefully this means that now we will also get some twigs off of this. And it doesn't look like it's working, but I do see some piles of twigs laying around here, so it looks like maybe not all of the Skyblock recipes are going to work. Oh, maybe they are. Let's see here, because I was breaking grass, not dirt. Let's just double check here. Yeah, so far I'm only getting the stones and bone meal out of that, not twigs. That's interesting. Oh, no, I just got some. So that is indeed working. You just have to break a lot of dirt to get that. So we're just going to have to do this for a while. But there's 5 twigs now for us. Let's go ahead and collect our tech bucks. And we also got some rocks there. So now we have all of those basic things. It looks like we can use sticks, or excuse me, make sticks out of twigs. So let's go ahead and do that. Grab up a twig, make a stick out of it. Wonderful. Maybe let's do 2 there. Okay, we've got that. Planks. Sticks can be crafted into oak planks. Okay, let's see about that. If we use these, how do we do that? I guess maybe we just look up planks, right? Plank and oak plank. Oh, 4 of them. Okay, great. So that's no problem. We can do that. Just like this, that gives us an oak plank. Wonderful. That means we actually need to break up a bunch more dirt here so that we can then get a bunch more sticks, and then we will use those sticks to make up a crafting table. I think is going to be the next thing that we're really going to need here. So I'm going to keep at this for a little while and get those. Let's make sure that there's no other things that are interesting here. Yeah, crafting table is down here. It looks like we do have wooden shears that will help us a lot with what we're doing. So let me just keep breaking some more of this dirt until we get enough for a crafting table here. Now, I'm sure some of you are asking, okay, you are playing in a normal world, but you're using all of the skyblock recipes. Why is that? Quite frankly, I really like the challenge of skyblock, but I also find just having a giant void under you really, really boring. At the end of the day, that gets really tiresome. And honestly, I actually like building around the landscape a little bit. We saw this in Feed the Factory. That was one of my favorite packs last year, actually, besides Techopolis. And using the landscape to build around actually made for a more interesting adventure for me. I also felt like it challenged our builds a little bit because we had to work within the constraints of the landscape that we had, even though I did build a lot of it in the sky, as it turned out. So I really want to be able to take advantage of this and do the same thing here. But I do like the challenge of a skyblock pack. So I really want to play within those recipes. And for the most part, I'm going to try and stay within the skyblock constraints as a result. Unless it's, as a result of accidentally exploring something and finding something neat. We might actually grab up items as we find them. But I'll try to stay within the rules as much as I can. All right, we are up to 12 twigs. So let's turn those into 12 sticks. 12 sticks makes 3 more oak planks, and with 4 oak planks we can make a crafting table, and then we get credit for that. Wonderful. And we get more tech bucks for our trouble. Now let's see here. We got some bone meal, so that's good. And let's see, what else? Grass blocks will drop bone meal, twigs, and rocks. We got all that. We have not yet crafted a sapling. So we do need to craft a sapling, but first we need to break more dirt to get more twigs. All right, there we go. We now have some more twigs. I'm going to take a stick and a twig, put that together, and I have an oak sapling. Okay, so now we have 2 technically because we had already gotten some rewards for that, but now that we know we can actually make it, we can check that off. Oh, and apparently there is a sapling grower. So the sapling grower, I guess, is going to replace our torque to grow that we are used to. Let's see, grower, sapling grower. There we go. Okay, so how do we make this? 2 sticks and some bone meal. All right, easy enough. Let's grab that up. Oh, and we actually need to make this inside of this thing here in our crafting table. There is a sapling grower. I think that means we can now, get straight to work cutting down these saplings. Unfortunately, punching these trees by hand is going to be very, very, very slow, but it looks like we will eventually get there. I think the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and make an axe, because that's going to make this go a lot quicker for us. So let's go ahead and transfer these into planks. We're going to make up a couple of sticks here, and then those sticks we will make into a wooden axe to start. Actually, you know what? We have a bunch of rocks on hand, and we can turn those into cobblestone, so we can skip right over the wood and go to a stone axe immediately without even having to think about it. So let's grab this up, and we will grab some trees up. There we go. Wonderful. Okay, we're making progress. Let's see where we are in our quest line. So sapling grower is done. I don't know why these aren't checking off by having it in hand, but it's nice to know that we are making progress. Some more tech bucks. We made ourselves an axe. That's done. That means we can now make ourselves a stone pickaxe as well. So let's go ahead and do that. There we go. That completes that quest. Good. Compressed cobblestone is going to be next. For that, we need to take a pile of regular cobblestone and then we can compress it. I think I'm going to need a couple of these probably, so let's go ahead and do up, I'd say 3 for now. I can't remember how many we need for a hammer, but I think it is about to tell us. There's that. Stone hammer. It looks like we do need 3 for that. So let's take some of our remaining sticks and make a stone hammer just like that. Completes that quest. We are just plowing through these, aren't we? An excavator. We just need 1 more compressed cobblestone to make the excavator. So we'll do that. We will grab up more of our sticks. Just like that. There is our excavator. Excellent. And what do we use this for? This is for mining dirt in a 3x3 area. Okay, great. And the hammer we can use to pulverize our stone into gravel, or we can possibly then use that to make it into sand. I think that's how that's going to work. Let's take a look over here real quick at what we had missed. Wooden shears we're going to need next. So I think it's just 2 sticks maybe. Might be 2 planks. Yeah, it's 2 planks. That gives us wooden shears. Let's go ahead and plant yet another tree and use our sapling grower. And now let's go ahead and cut down all of these leaves off of it real quick. Oh, it sounds like we got a beehive off of this one. That's good to know. I don't really think we have much use for that, but that does mean I'm going to be more careful here, and I don't want to break this beehive because I think these are probably going to be relatively rare for us, and we might need it for something. So let's just take all of the leaves off the tree first, and we're just going to leave the rest of the logs in place so that these bees have a nice little home for now. Okay, so we took a bunch of leaves off of the tree, and now we can use that to turn into string. So there's leafy string. String we can then use to make our wool blocks, and with that we should be able to make ourselves a bed. Okay, great. So here's a bed. Let's set our spawn point. Great. So all of this is now done. Oh, but we didn't do it in the right order. That lock there means that we are not going to get credit for it, unfortunately. So we do need to go back here and make sure that we're getting credit for it. Let's do that this way real quick. We'll get 1 more of those and then 1 more of those. There we go. And now we will make wool. Give me credit for wool. And then we also need to get credit for our bed. Okay, there's credit for our bed. All right. So unfortunately, that is one of the problems when you're moving too quick. You don't get credit for all of the things. Let's just go ahead and grab up all of our tech bucks at once. Wonderful. Okay, so we've got some more interesting things here. I want to go ahead and make wooden gears because that's how you make wooden hoppers in this pack. These are going to be really easy for us. I didn't mean to remove that. Wooden... There we go. We're going to add gears and we are going to add hoppers. So wooden gears are made with just this square here. So let's go ahead and take all of our logs, convert those over. There we go. There's a wooden gear. That recipe should look familiar to any of you all who have been playing these for a while. And then we can make a wooden hopper out of those by surrounding it. Basically the same way we would normally make a normal wooden hopper, only in this case it's got a gear instead of a chest in the middle. Let's cross that off the list. And there, okay. Now we need a work table. That needs 3 crafting tables. That means we need 12 logs. We are right on the line there, folks. Okay, so let's do 1, 2, 3. And then we are gonna put that here. Not 12 logs, sorry, 12 planks. I don't know what I'm saying at this point in the day. Okay, grab that, wonderful. And that's pretty much all of those. We can make a furnace, and I believe the furnace is just the standard furnace recipe. Just like that. So we should get credit for that here. Let's go ahead and put our furnace down like right here. Okay, that's that. And now we do need to grow another tree because it looks like charcoal is going to be the next item that they're going to require of us. So let's go ahead and grab up a bunch of these leaves. I'm not really worried about that much on leaves because I don't think we're going to be using a whole lot of string here in the early game, but obviously getting some extra resources is always a good idea. So let's just do this real quick, at least off the bottom branches, before we then cut this down with our stone axe. Oh, and it looks like we are, with the axe, able to cut down the whole tree at once. That is a great little extra efficiency for us, so I appreciate that. let's go grow one more tree just so that we have at least a full set of 8 of our charcoal there. Well, we're not going to be able to make a charcoal, are we? We're going to put 1 log in the bottom, and that's going to burn some of this, but not all of this. So hopefully we'll get charcoal here momentarily. While that is going, let's use our hammer to make our gravel and then to make our sand. So I think we can take, let's do, I guess it's doing 9 pieces at a time, right? So let's go ahead and make ourselves a mini platform over here of cobblestone. We're going to do a 3x3, hello Mr. B, and put that like that. And now the stone hammer, I think, should, oh, you right click one at a time. That's how this works. Okay, so right clicking instead, that's fine. We can live with that. And then I think we right click again. Yeah, and there we get our sand. Let's try out our excavator too while we're at it. How does this work? Is this a right click? No. Oh, wait, no, this breaks all of them at once. That's great. Okay, so slightly different here. Does this allow us to do a 3x3 then? I bet you it does. Yeah, it does. Okay, and that's a really quick way to get a whole bunch of items up. And I also note that we got some canola when we were breaking the grass earlier. So maybe what we'll do is come over here, break another section that has grass in it, and hopefully this will give us some more seeds while we're doing that. Not canola, but it did give us some more seeds. How about now? Did we get more of that? No, only the 1. Well, that's fine. We will be growing more of those momentarily. Okay, so gravel is done. Sand is done. It looks like charcoal we need to grab from here. There we go. And then we can use that charcoal to make more charcoal. Honestly, I need like 1 more log to make that perfectly efficient. So let's go ahead and do this real quick. You see that? I'm still trying to twerk to grow. I should know better at this point. That's not going to work for me. Okay, great. Let's put 1 more log in here, just like that. And then I also saw that the charcoal wants to be turned into mini charcoal. So that means we can then do 1 item at a time from the charcoal. And torches, of course, are made in the normal vanilla way, so we need to make up some torches as well. We're not actually going to be using these anytime in the near future because I've turned off the day-night cycle for now, friends. I just do not really like building in the dark, and I'm getting tired of it, so we're just going to do this instead. Okay, great. So there's torches. What is left? The catalog. Okay, so we are going to need some stone that is smelted and a tech buck in the middle. Okay, so let's let this finish up, and then we will take our charcoal and we will smelt up some cobblestone into stone. And there is our stone just finishing up. We can now use this hopefully to make our catalog here, just like that. Get credit. And there we go. We have finished off this section of quest. Let's go ahead and collect our rewards here. What does a catalog do? If I put tech bucks in here, oh, I get it. Now I can start buying things. So books that we may have lost, I can buy up some rocks and twigs if I get stuck. That is good to know. And I assume that at some point, this will let me buy other things, I would guess. So not especially useful for us at this exact moment. Hey friends, I just want to take a quick second while I'm thinking about it. The last pack that we played through here was EA Farm, and that was really a big pack focused on growing crops and providing food to people. Right now in the US, it's a pretty difficult time for a lot of folks because the government is cutting a lot of our programs around hunger and access to food. So a lot of the food banks are not getting as much resourcing as they had in the past. So if you can, this is a great time right now to think about donating to your local food bank or even volunteering there if you can. You'd really be helping out a lot of people, and they can stretch your dollar really far. $1 can buy up to 10 meals at many food banks. So if you can, this is a great time to help out other people. So just something to think about. Anyways, serious stuff aside, back to the game. All right, well, we're making some really good progress here, and we still have a few minutes left. So why don't we keep cranking through some of these quests? It looks like next it wants us to make smooth stone. So let's go ahead and take, oh, you know what? We could go ahead and smelt up a full piece of charcoal here for some stone. So let's go ahead and take our cobblestone and turn this into our regular stone. And then I'm going to put that back in to get smooth stone. So just a second here. And honestly, while that's going, I think what a good thing to do would be to start automating this furnace a little bit for us. So let's go ahead and make ourselves a couple more of our wooden hoppers here. And I'm going to do this by making some more sticks. Let's see here. I think we should get at least 3 of these all together. And that means we do need to take one more log. There we go. Let's make 3 wooden hoppers. I am going to need to get a couple of more logs here to make up a couple of more chests. So let's do that real quick. There's one stack, or not one stack. There's a few of them. It's not a whole stack. There we go. There's a few more. Let's see here if we convert these real quick. Okay, and then we need probably at least 3 chests for this. There we go, and that's going to let us automate this a little bit better here. Okay, so if you all did watch the last series, you'll know one of my favorite little patterns for building a semi-automated furnace. Basically what we need to do here is throw down our furnace somewhere that we can easily get access to it, but we're going to then dump all of its outputs into a chest. So let's put down our chest there. We're going to put our wooden hopper facing that. We are going to put our furnace on top of this. Now we add another wooden hopper going into it from the side and one going from the top. We do need to nerd pull up a little bit because we need to put a chest on top and a chest on the side. And once we've done that, it'll allow us to insert our coal from the side here. And I am going to use our tiny coal for this. I think that's a more efficient way of dealing with that, just like that. And then we can put our stone on top like that. And so this will start pulling in and then it'll dump the result into the chest here. So we can hang out for a second there and hopefully very soon we should get smooth stone in just like that. That completes that quest for us. Great. Now we need to make stone rods. We need one more smooth stone to do that. So we just need to wait another second. There's our second smooth stone and we can use that to make our stone rod just like that. Completes that quest. Looks like we are going to need 2 stone rods and more regular smooth stone plus a wooden gear to make a stone gear. So let me work on that. That means smelting up a whole bunch more cobblestone. I'll get started on that in a second here. And maybe once we have enough wood, maybe I should make a second furnace real quick because that might make this go a little faster for me. Okay, at this point we have some smooth stone. We've got more cooking right now, and I've actually made this big quad furnace massive setup based on that same recipe. You may recognize exactly this same design from our previous playthrough on EA Farm, so that's what we're doing here again. Now, we need to make a couple of ingredients here because I want to make the cloche before we call it the end of this episode. So first things first, we need to make a simple machine frame, and for that we need to make a stone gear. It looks like I am short on wooden gears, so let's go ahead and do that. We will then make a stone gear out of our wooden gear. And now with 2 more wooden gears, we should be able to make our machine frame. There's 2. And there's that machine frame, great. And now we should be able to make our cloche. Now this should allow us to automate making our various trees and wood ingredients and whatnot, as well as some other things that we're gonna need in the near future. So let's go ahead and throw back down our chest. We're gonna put a hopper on that, and then we'll put our cloche right on top of that. So I think this just needs to have a tree and some dirt, and this should slowly start making, oh, I need to turn on first, slowly start making wood here, and that should then get deposited. So we will need to start making some upgrades for it. Let's go ahead and get credit for all of these things that we've done, just like that. Great. And canola apparently is the next thing we're going to make because that will allow us to make some of these upgrades that we need as well. Oh, and a shears upgrade sounds like it'll be very, very valuable for us because we'll get leaves as well. So let's just do that, and that will probably be the last thing we have time for today. So let's grab that up and the shears upgrade. So the upgrade base we are going to make by making one more stone gear. It looks like we are already out of smooth stone. Let's make our wood gear. Let's make our stone gear. There we go. Let's make our upgrade base. Perfect. And now we need 4 sets of wooden shears, which we can make with our remaining wood. We don't have much wood left. There's a shears upgrade, but now if we put this into the cloche, we should start getting our leaves with everything else. Oh, and it looks like we didn't align this output properly. Let's make sure that it is pointing at that container, just like that. But we got 2 logs out of that. Wonderful. Okay, so let's grab this up. We'll grab this up as well. I think we have enough that we can do a speed upgrade as well. So let's go ahead here and see. We're going to need 4 of those. So we're going to need 5 wooden gears. So let's go ahead and make 5 wooden gears real quick, just like that. And then we are going to need to make 5 stone gears. So let's go ahead and take our smooth stone here and make sure that we have enough, just like that. There's 5 of those. And now I believe we should be able to make 5 stone gears, just like that. And there is our smooth stone just finishing up for us there. So we should now be able to make the upgrade base, just like so. And we can also make our speed upgrade, just like that. And we can now drop this not into our catalog, but into our cloche to increase the speed of the processing. And that should take it down by how much? By 100 ticks. That's not a lot. That's not a whole lot, given that it's 1100 ticks altogether. So we are getting the oak leaves in. So that's really what we wanted to see. And now we have automated oak logs. Wonderful. Well, friends, I'm going to call that some pretty good progress for today. We've got our automated smelting setup going. We have automated production of wood, and I think that we're probably well on our way to getting to automated cobblestone production, hopefully in the next episode or 2. So this is a really good start. But for now, we're going to call that the end of this episode. Thanks again for watching Enterprise Architecture. Make sure to take care of yourselves and each other. Bye, friends.